What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. This is season 18, episode 10, which is also the season finale, you guys. So we have made it to the end of bootcamp. So the episode was titled "Put a Ring on It," you guys. So before we get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not yet subscribed to the channel, I'm gonna need you guys to do me a big, huge favor. Stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your notifications on, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, you guys, shall we discuss Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition, you guys? So the episode, we pick up where we left off last week, sort of, right? You guys remember at the end of last week's episode, it was a whole altercation between Amber and Miles, right? And like I said in the first episode review of this season, I had an issue with the way that Amber was abusive towards Miles. I'm still having that same issue. I don't give a damn if it's day 10. I don't give a damn if it was day 3, day 4, day 5, day whatever, right? Amber has exhibited abusive tendencies this entire process with Miles, right? And I still go back to last season, the way that they did Vado and Tahiri. You know, Tahiri threw the apple at Vado. Vado yoked her up. Both instances were wrong, right? But they reprimanded Vado and not Tahiri. And then you have this season where Amber has been volatile towards Miles, and she hasn't been reprimanded once this entire time. And in this episode, the girl literally threw a glass at him, and it's just like, are you serious? Like, so y'all are just gonna let this slide, which is it's bothering me. But hey, it is what it is. It's the last day, so it's pure bullshit. So then we see, so the ladies are with each other and the guys are with each other, right? So they're discussing the lie detector results, right? You guys remember Dr. Jbsayzwhat told them that one person from each group, each couple lied, right? So they're just going around talking to each other, like, you know, what would it take, you know, like somebody was talking to Nori about what would it take for Niri to get a ring, you know, saying with Amber, Miles, etc., right? So then we see Moni with the ladies, and Moni is telling the ladies that her daughter called and asked her, was she and Tough coming back home together? And we're going to discuss Moni and Tough in a little bit, because their situation is very, very interesting once you finally get the full crux of their situation. But we'll definitely discuss it in a little at length later on in the review, you guys. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pause and we're going to move forward, right? So all right, you guys. So Dr. Ish, after they've had, you know, they're talking to each other, he calls them out to the back patio, right? So at this point, we're going to get into the lie detector test results, right? So remember, Judge Toller told the couples that one person from each couple lied. Now, she didn't say that, you know, it was every couple, because she worded it a different way, right? She said she didn't say only one person in each couple lied. Keyword only. She didn't say only one person in each couple lied. She said actually there may be couples where both parties lied, right? So we'll get into that. So we go one by one, and we start up with Nori and Niri. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to last week's review and see if I can find what their questions were. So Nori's question for Niri was, does she want to have a baby? So Judge Toll says, and what was your answer, Niri? She says no. And with that, no deception was detected, right? So Niri's question for Nori was, does he believe that she can basically run a business without his, you know, his influence, right? And what was your answer, Nori? He says yes. And Judge Toll told him, well, there was deception with that question, right? So there's that. So then we actually moved over to Amber and Miles, but I'm going to go to Moni and Tough next, right? So Moni and Tough. So Moni's question was, do you forgive him for the infidelity? Moni said yes. infidelity, and she was proven to be deceptive in that response, right? So Tuff's question was, do you want to be in a monogamous relationship with Moni? His answer to that question was no. He does not want to be in a monogamous relationship with Moni. And the lie detector proved he was telling the truth. So then we move over to Amber and Miles, you guys. So Amber and Miles. Amber's question was, for Miles, can you commit to a monogamous relationship with Amber? Miles said yes. The lie detector test found deception in that answer, right? So then with Amber, the question that Miles had for her was, do you see yourself marrying a bisexual man? She said yes. There was deception with that question as well. So both Amber and Miles lied. And to be quite honest with you guys, I'm not even surprised that Amber and Miles showed to have deception, because like I said, I don't remember what I said in last week's review, but I do know last week's review, I do know I got two couples right. I got Moni correct, and I got Nori correct. I know I said Nori and Moni were the ones who were deceptive in their responses, right? I did say that. It was Amber and Miles that I just could not come up with, because I just didn't know who. But I knew that Amber was not being truthful. I kind of figured Miles wasn't either, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. But I knew for a fact Niri was telling the truth and Nori wasn't, and I knew that Moni was telling the truth, and I knew Tuff probably would be telling the truth. So now we have that out the way. So next up is the ring ceremony. So we see Dr. Ish, and he went one by one talking to each individual couple, right? Presenting them with their boxes and letting them know, hey, at the final ceremony, you can either present a ring to your partner or not. So this is where things got a little bit interesting, right? With Moni and Tuff. We found out a little bit more about Moni and Tuff. So Moni and Tuff don't even live in the same state with each other. They don't live in the same state with each other. They don't have sex. It's a lot of things with Moni and Tuff. And I'm like, well, what was the purpose of them coming to boot camp? Like, what relationship are you guys fixing? Are you trying to fix a relationship where you're co-parenting? But the thing is, your daughter is 13 years old. So I was just thoroughly confused by that situation, right? And then Dr. Ish, when he went to talk to Tuff, he gave Tuff the box, right? In the box, there wasn't a ring. And Dr. Ish was like, you do know why I didn't give you a ring? He was like, not really. And Dr. Ish was like, when you guys came in here, he's like, when is the last time you guys had sex? He says, couldn't tell you. It's been a while, right? You guys live in different states, right? So at this point, Tuff was starting to backtrack, and he was starting, because Dr. Ish was like, you said it in your lie detector test that you don't want to be in a monogamous relationship with her. So why are you doing this? Are you doing this out of obligation? Like, what is it? He says, here's the ring. And Tuff took the ring. He says, see, you're not even taking it. Look at the grip that you have on it, right? He says, I didn't want to snatch it. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to talk about them in detail when we get to the end, right? So, like I said, he went to talk to everybody. We saw them all getting ready. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to pause and we're going to move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, we have the ring ceremony. So the first two people who went out were Moni and Tuff, right? So interestingly enough, Moni, they said what they said to each other, and then they opened their boxes up. And Moni opens her box, there is a ring. Tuff opens his box, a ring. Dr. Ish was like, seriously? I was thinking the same thing myself. I'm like, seriously? You two chose to stay together, but you guys don't live in the same state with each other. But like I said, because their ending package said that they're still trying to work on something, but they still don't live in the same state with each other. It's just like, so what are you guys working on? You guys don't, the biggest issue is that you guys don't live in the same state with each other. And I'm just still stuck on that particular fact. They don't live in the same state with each other. How are we making this work? You don't live in the same state, but it is what it is, right? So then next up we get Amber and Miles, right? So they say they little piece to each other, right? So Miles, he opens his box. There was a ring in the box. And the one thing that Amber said that stuck out to me was about Miles. She said him coming out was, and I'm gonna do exactly what she did. She said him coming out was one of his most embarrassing moments. I was like, how is that an embarrassing moment for him? Yes, it might be embarrassing for you, but for him, that wasn't embarrassing. That was him living in his truth. So how was it embarrassing? And I think it was in that moment. I think it was in that moment when she said that he took the ring, he gave it to Dr. Ish. She said, you know, we've been here for 10 days, but at this point, we need a lot more than just 10 days. Amber opens her box. She ain't got no ring in it, which no surprise there. So at the end of the episode, it let us know that Amber and Miles, when they left, they weren't together, but now they're in some kind of a dysfunctional relationship. Honestly, like I've been saying all season long, and I'm gonna continue to say it, I feel like with Amber and Miles, that Amber and Miles are just two good friends, came onto this show because I believe the reason why he failed that lie detector test about can he be in a monogamous relationship with her is because, one, they're not in a monogamous relationship. They're not in any kind of a relationship other than friendship. And the question was, can she see herself marrying a bisexual man? No, she cannot, because she's never going to marry Miles. They're not in a real relationship. Like, let's just keep that real. So then last up we got, and then after that, when he took the ring and gave it to Dr. Ish, she got in her feelings. And I'm like, but you chose not to give him a ring, so please make that shit make sense to me. Then she took her dress off, she put her bathing suit on, and she went and got in the hot tub. I'm like, yeah, this was a game. This was a game, right? So then the last couple to go up is Nori and Nirian, right? So they sit there, piece each other. Niri, she opens her box. There's a ring for Nori. Nori opens his box. It's completely empty. And the reason why it's empty because he went around and he got her engagement ring and a new wedding ring. He upgraded her rings. So we find out that they're still together. They are renewing their vows, and that they are, when she says help, he's there to help her out, right? So that's the end of season 18 of Marriage Bootcamp, you guys. Now, season 19 of Marriage Bootcamp, so I'm gonna talk about that really quick, and then we'll be done with the episode. Well, the episode is done, so now we're just gonna talk about season 19 of Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. Have you guys saw that trailer for season 19 of Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition? The couples that they have, I was like, OMG. I cannot with that. And then that trailer. So I'm gonna put a picture of the couple of the cast right here for you guys to see. We got Rubbin' Pennies, aka Rich Dollars from Love and Hip Hop New York, him and Mariah Lynn. That was the one that I saw, and I was like, are you fucking joking with me? This has got to be a game. We all know that Mariah Lynn and Rich may have had sex, but as far as them being a couple, goodbye, go to sleep. Then we got Clutch and Pearls, aka child, what is his name? What is A1's? A1 and Little Lyrica. We got Gangsta Boo and her dude. We got K Michelle. Let me ask this question with K Michelle. Is that the doctor that she's been with all this time? I was just looking at the cast. I'm like, what the fuck? How did they get this cast, right? I was thoroughly confused. Now, you guys do know, I do know that at one point, I don't see, here's the interesting thing about Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. I don't know when they film, right? Because I know at one point they said that Tierra Marie is supposed to be on Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. So I'm wondering if well, you know what, they film, okay, it makes sense, right? They only film for 10 days. So they can film a show they can film a show 1 week, and then they can be casted for the next show to come in for okay. So we'll see Tierra Marie pretty soon, probably season 20. But that trailer, if you guys watched it, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. But that's all I got. So yeah, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. share the video, you guys, and until the next one, stay safe, take care of yourselves, remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, you guys, socially distance, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.